joy. It feels good. Love 99.5 FM. 99.5 FM.
Bobri Forest Butterfly Sanctuary. Located 20 kilometers on the Kumasi-Accra Highway, a quiet research center for the Forest Research Institute, lodging, guiding, and interpretive materials are available. This is Newslink.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Newslink. It comes to you every Saturday, and it's coming to you live from digital address AK2504755 on your superstation Love 99.5 FM. We're also live on Facebook at facebook.com/Love Newslink, on Twitter at Love FM 995, hashtag Love Newslink. Tonight, we have a summary of major news items that made the headlines for the week, a close chat with our reporters on our story for the week, fresh stories from the region, plus our major story that forms our talk for the evening. Now, coming up this hour in news, one person is confirmed dead and 4 others unaccounted for in a drowning incident at Abuakwa near Kumasi following torrential rain Friday night. Our reporter Asensu Mensah will link up with us. One person was arrested on Thursday as some angry youth stormed the Edra police station in reaction to 3 high school students who were knocked and killed by a vehicle reportedly belonging to the Brunahafo Director of Education. We'll be live there at the DRA as well as Mohammed Nuruddin stands by. This is Newslink. We'll be right back.
Prayer Line Love FM proudly presents the 3rd Supernatural Momentum Breakthrough Night with God's servant, the Pastor Obed-Joy Obeng, on Friday, 23rd March 2018, under the prophetic theme, All Out for Jesus. 1 Timothy 4 verse 15. Are you experiencing delays in any area of your life? Are you afflicted, confused, and abused by the challenges of life? Is the enemy rejoicing over you? There is hope for you in Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. Join the Prayer Line family as we experience the power of the Holy Spirit to break every limitations of life on the altar of prayer. When Jesus steps in, every situation will step out. Ministering in song, McBrain Pipra, Mandela K. Dankwa, and the Bishop Choir. There will be buses in front of Love FM for those who do not know the prayer center. Supernatural momentum, always advancing. Prayer Line, the presence of the Lord is here.
The great thing about life is that we are all different and we are free to enjoy life's different flavors everywhere. Under the blazing sun or during a fun night out with a crew, it doesn't matter, because at that moment, all you need to do is reach for a Club Mineral to turn up the sweet, bitter, bubbly, spicy or tangy flavor. Whether Club Orange, Club Cola, Club Muscatella, Club Soda or Club Tonic, there's a flavor for everyone. Turn up the flavor. Club Minerals, there's a flavor for everyone.
Sama mi fitiasi wo ye fruit salad na ni gia befi fruit salad wo di fruit te sanka bofre mango ni guava ye no eyo de nko a nenya ni de nko e sama wo bohye ade pe wo fruit mu a ye friend vitamin C ana ascorbic acid no wo benya e ho faso sara nso na ampon sefa edro citrus seed ede na vitamin C ya hyenuma. So what for citrus seed de biara e boa mo wakro wuntem e boa wo huna manete me kuko ni flu ni kata e boa wo ma huna mani da ho na e peje wo ho ode a wo de kunyare wa pi enti citrus seed boa kwan bebre so enti ene for citrus seed na nya emu afode mpa no citrus seed ade pankwa.
Losing a loved one is an unbearable feeling. It's even worse when it's as a result of something you have in abundance. Blood, Many people today still lie helpless on the hospital beds, desperate for a pint to survive. It's real. Those who got close to death or witnessed their relatives escape narrowly from the cold hands of death due to blood shortage tell it better.
I have personally experienced a situation where I nearly lost my wife. She was going through a cesarean section. We didn't know that she was losing blood, so much blood. And when they rushed her to the theater room, we nearly lost her. I was so scared, and I thought my wife was dying. But thankfully, somebody helped us get blood.
It's Easter, and your superstation, Love 99.5 FM, is calling on the benevolence of all to give a pint of blood as our Savior Jesus Christ did to save our lives. So shall we also save someone's life. Join us at the forecourt of Love FM on Saturday, 7th April 2018 from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Remember, donors will be refreshed and engaged in some indoor competitions like draft, ludo, playing cards, etc. to make the exercise fun. This blood donation campaign is brought to you by your superstation, Love 99.5 FM and the Kovanoche Blood Bank, with support from...
Thinking of investing, growing and securing your money? Thinking of how to get your money work for you and gain financial independence? Then think IGS. We ensure the safety and security of our clients' funds because we're licensed and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission's National Pensions Regulatory Authority and comply with international standards. In Kumasi, locate us at Top Martins Market at Asokwa Interchange. Call us on 0322 397 687.
Come to Kennedy Digital Satellite for your quality air conditioners, televisions, irons, fans, decoders, blenders, and other household appliances just for you. With 150 Ghana cedis, you can get the new T2 quality decoder, which shows all digital channels for free and doesn't use any dish. We have 32-inch televisions selling at 1,000 Ghana cedis and 40-inch at 1,300 Ghana cedis. We're also giving 50% discount on all decoders like Canal Plus, Multi TV, etc. Locate Kennedy Digital Satellite at store number 13, adjacent Boss FM building, and also at Family Plaza building, first floor store number 21 and 22. Call 0244 385 128.
From the director of The Devil Between My Legs, Samuel Lafori, he comes again with another star-studded movie, My Breast. Do you have a breast? If your answer is yes, then you must see this. Starring Jessica Williams, Ecole Smith-Asante, Samuel Lafori, Emilia Broby, and a host of other notable stars, premiering at WD Cinemas, Hub Massimo, 24th, 25th March, first show 6 p.m, second show 8 p.m. My guys, come and let's learn the 5 important uses of the breast. You can get your ticket at Love FM, WD Cinemas, ABC, and all leading shops in Kumasi.
You're welcome back, and this is News Link, and it's live here on Love 99.5 FM. It's coming to you from the digital address AK2504755. We're also live on Facebook at facebook.com and /Love News Link, on Twitter at Love FM 995 #Love News Link. We can also read some of your comments. You can send them to WhatsApp number 0554 031192. My name is Erastus Asare Donkor. Now, this week, later in the program, we'll be looking at this. How did a young teacher in Setre Dumase handle a task of teaching ICT to children who have never seen a computer? And is your water safe to drink after the EPA found some traces of poisonous chemicals in some waters in illegal mining areas in Takwa? But news this hour, we are getting information that one person has been confirmed dead and 4 others unaccounted for in a drowning incident at Abuakwa near Kumasi. We'll be speaking with our reporter right now. My name is Erastus Asare Donkor. Now, one person is confirmed dead and 4 others unaccounted for in a drowning incident at Abuakwa near Kumasi following torrential rain Friday night. 14-year-old unidentified boy who died was among a group of people who attempted to cross a bridge over a stream when they were swept by running water. Residents are angry at authorities for failing to fix the bridge, which has been in poor condition for a long time. Nana Sensumensa, my colleague, has been following up on the tragedy, and he joins me in the studio. So tell me, this is quite a rather sad story there. What has happened to those who have been declared unaccounted for?
So ERASTUS, as you said earlier, the body of the teenager was found on the banks of the ASARE River in Abuakwa this early Saturday, and those unaccounted for are still yet to be found. Police are still searching for them.
Is there a stream in the area? Bring us up to speed. What does the area look like?
The area is more like a new site, and the stream divided. There are 2 communities, so the bridge, joins these 2 communities, and the bridge is in a very poor condition. So half of the bridge is gone because of the rain that has been falling of late. So cars hardly actually cross this river. So talking to some of the residents, they tell me that they are not going to vote coming general election, and they are going to agitate until authorities or duty bearers come in and then save the situation.
So if I get this right, it rained, just the rains we are experiencing these days?
Definitely, yesterday,
and the place got flooded. And
very
so
flooded.
These people we are talking about got swept away by the running water.
Definitely, ERASTUS. They got swept away, and I spoke to one of the victims who actually escaped the death, and he tells me that yesterday when it was raining, when you haven't used that road before, you wouldn't know there is a bridge on it. So they were like 8 people who joined hands, and then they were crossing the river, on the bridge. So they realized that they have been swept away by the running water, and some of them was able to escape. So they realized that one guy who was found dead earlier this morning was actually swept away by the river. So the guy told me that he was actually saved by some intervention by the Holy Spirit. He tells me he's a Christian, so he was actually happy, and then so it was actually a tragic incident.
Quite a story there.
Yeah.
These 4 others, have they been identified, the ones who are missing currently?
No, we went to the police station, but we couldn't speak to the police. The police officers, they were lip tight because they told me that their commander wasn't around, so they can't give us any information for now.
Any rescue efforts?
We spoke to an admiral coordinator, the municipal admiral coordinator. He is James Tekwapon, and he was saying that they are actually joining force to recover the remains of those 4 people that are unaccounted for.
So as we speak, how are their families, relatives reacting? What's the mood like in the area?
Obviously, the area, people are actually in their houses because nobody wants to come out because they don't know when the next rain is going to fall. And one woman told me that they get panic when they realize that it's going to fall and then the rain is going to fall, so they don't know what to do. Most of them are in their houses. They don't want to cross that bridge to the next town.
So we are talking about when exactly this tragedy happened. When did it happen?
This tragic event happened yesterday. The torrential rain that fell yesterday. So they found the dead body this morning.
Right. Many thanks, my colleague there, Hassan Sotmens. I will be getting more on the situation at Buakwa in a subsequent bulletin, where we are learning that one person has been found dead and 4 others are unaccounted for at the moment in a drowning incident there. It follows torrential rains there last night. We'll be getting more updates on this as and when we have them. Now, to another tragic story. One person was arrested on Thursday as some angry youth stormed the Edra police station in reaction to 3 high school students who were knocked and killed by a vehicle reportedly belonging to the Brona Hafo Director of Education. My colleague Mohammed Nuruddin has been to Edra and he joins me online. Now, Mohammed, what do we know at the moment?
Well, ERASTUS, what we know now is that the guy you mentioned, the one who was arrested by the police, was granted bail this morning. I met him at the Jura today, and he was doing well. But one of the students, Fati, Ahmed Tijani Fati, the survivor, is still struggling with the arm. He had a broken arm. But she has also been discharged from the hospital, and she's now staying with her grandmom. The youth in the area are asking the police to make sure they prosecute the driver of the vehicle, the owner of the vehicle, that is the Deputy Director of Education for the Brona Hafo region. I went to the accident scene, and you could, from the explanation resident and eyewitnesses gave, the director actually left his part of the road. He was heading towards Ejura from Atibobo, and the students were also walking from their school, which is between Ejura and Atibobo, towards Ejura. And so the director, nobody knows what happened, and director left his road and knocked the 4 students from behind, and 2 of them died instantly. One was rushed to the hospital, and the two were rushed to the hospital. One died later, and the other one is alive.
So, do we know what led to the demonstration? So, we know that it was a vehicle that knocked the 3 students dead. But then, why did the youth go to the Edra police station? Well, then they stormed there, and 1 person was arrested.
According to them, they realized the police didn't want to fast track the case, and they also realized the police didn't want to reveal the identity of the owner of the vehicle, and that was why they went to the police station to demand some answers, because if they didn't go, the case wouldn't have traveled to where it has traveled to now. So, they realized that they needed to go to the police station to make sure the police would prosecute the driver, the owner of the vehicle. And so that was why they went there. And when I spoke to them today, they told me that their action, has really helped. The process. It has really made the police to transfer the case from Ejura Police, District Police Command to Mampon District Police Command. And so that is where the case is now being handled by the police.
What do we know of the driver?
Well, for now, it's very difficult to know exactly where he is, but the vehicle is currently at the Mampon police station. But the driver himself, we can't actually tell where he is now. I've tried to speak to the police, but they wouldn't speak to the media. They have their own reasons, but I have also tried as well I could to them, but they declined to speak.
So, do we know whether he was arrested and granted bail, or he has just absconded?
Well, that is very difficult information we have been trying to find out, and that was one of the reasons, like I explained earlier, that was one of the reasons why the youth said they stormed the police station, because for them they know that when such incident occurs, the driver should be arrested, cautioned, and maybe later he would be granted bail. But that is not what they saw, and that was why they stormed the police station. For now, ERASTUS, I cannot say whether the driver was arrested and granted bail or not, because getting information from the police was a very difficult thing for me.
Many thanks, my colleague Muhammad Nuruddin there, bringing us up to speed. Some update on what happened on Thursday at Ejra. We do understand that the youth stormed the Ejra police station, all because 3 high school students were knocked dead by an unidentified driver. We'll still be getting more on that story for you. But this is Newslink, and it comes to you every Saturday. We'll be going over to our back issues, but later on this program we'll be exploring these topics on our reporter's angle. How did a young teacher in Sechere Dumase handle a task of teaching ICT to children who have never seen a computer? Plus, exposure to its contamination can cause deaths. If you survive a cyanide poisoning, there may be long-term neurological problems. But the EPA has found traces of cyanide in one of the water sources at Takwa. How safe is your drinking water? We'll be having a chat with the EPA itself. But before that, let's take a look at the major headlines for this week. My colleague Mona Lisa has done some compilation. Let's take a listen.
In the Ashanti region town of Ruakese, puberty rites is not only a ritual but an annual festival. The old age practice many people consider outmoded is highly upheld by the natives, and they find it an effective way of fighting teenage pregnancy. In fact, traditional authorities want financial support from government to cater for girls whose parents cannot afford the cost of ragro. The Ashanti region is to benefit from a massive electricity distribution facelift as the state power distributor marks 50 years of service. The Electricity Company of Ghana has announced it is expanding distribution in Kumasi with 14,000 electric poles and over 200 transformers. A Hotline documentary, Tortured Innocents by Love FM's ERASTUS at ASARE DONKOR, takes you through harrowing stories of child abuse perpetrated, sometimes by biological parents.
The impression we had was that somebody had probably held the child by the feet and slammed the head against the wall a few times. So there were broken bones. A lot of the bones in the head were very, very badly broken.
This documentary, I'm taking you through harrowing stories of child abuse perpetrated sometimes by biological parents. Ghana's Children's Act of 1998, Act 560, stipulates no person shall subject a child to torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment. There are other fine provisions in Ghana's statute books which spell out ideal ways and the right environment to raise children in. The big question, however, is, do these laws really protect children in a society where they do not have a voice at all?
The lives of over 200 kindergarten pupils at Sechere Dumase Methodist Primary School in the Ashanti region are in danger. Their dilapidated mud classroom structure can be described by any casual observer as disaster waiting to happen.
I came here in 1974. This is where I had my primary education. And since then, the structure as we entered the cell remains as it is. There have been no renovation, no change, no nothing. So now, when you look at it, it's like a death trap to the peoples down here. So I wish that structure should be demolished and be replaced in order to save life. Well, looking at it, you see it is in the state of dilapidation. The iron sheet, the structure, the windows and everything is old enough to contain peoples of this type. So I wish it would be better for that structure to be removed and replaced. Else, when it rains, anything can happen.
Preliminary investigations by the Environmental Protection Agency has revealed excessive use and presence of cyanide in illegal mining activities in Abosso in the Western region. Anti-Galamsey Task Force Operation Vanguard arrested 4 illegal miners suspected for using toxic substances including zinc and cyanide in their operations. But EPA says its initial investigations revealed the presence of cyanide as it sent samples to the laboratory for further examination.
The further investigation will require taking river borehole samples around, and then community investigations, and then nearby water bodies to establish. But looking at what we saw yesterday, it was not very likely for the material to get into surface water. But so far as underground water is concerned, I wouldn't be able to vouch. So it is only through further investigation that we can come out with that. The source will also have to be investigated. It is only the large-scale mining company that uses cyanide. But as to how it gets into the hands of illegal small-scale miners, I wouldn't be able to unless maybe further investigation.
The ingenuity of an ICT teacher who, in the absence of a computer, draws the modern communication device on a blackboard for lessons is attracting support as NIIT goes to the school's aid. Pictures went viral of 34-year-old Orakwejo Akoto depicting him draw Microsoft Word software and other components on the board in ICT class at Betnase MAJHS in the Ashanti region. He says the sketch of the device helps the students to have a pictorial idea of a computer, though they have never seen one.
What is this? And what is this? One for yourself.
As you can, see from behind me, so we brought 5 desktop computers, brand new ones. And for the teacher, we donated to him a brand new laptop computer. As part of it, we are also going to offer him training at our Kumasi office, and we also came with lots of books, for the student. The total worth of this is costing us about 35,000 Ghana cedis, but we feel that it is something worth doing, which are making the rounds on social media. It connects directly to what we do because we're into ICT training and we are building talent. And so for a teacher to be that industrious, to come up with such a thing when he barely have resources and did not throw his hands in the air to complain like everybody else. That was remarkable.
Government flagship programs and initiatives in the short to medium term will be successful if local assemblies play their part well. That's the thrust of President Akufo-Addo's message for the inauguration of the new municipal and district assemblies on Thursday. After initial hitches, there is hope for a 17-year-old student to write this year's Basic Education Certificate examination. Herbert ASARE of Raso District Assembly Junior High School's name had been left out of the list of candidates under unexplained circumstances. The Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has revealed plans to adopt ICT to improve waste management in the country. It will involve the installation of microchips in waste collection vehicles.
The ICT development part of it would enable us to put a chip on every aboboya and every container, whether it's a waste container or it's a dustbin. We have all of those on chips that we can monitor from wherever we are. Even the landfill site itself would be captured on video.
These colors are the legitimate colors for the waste disposal, and on no account can they use it for a food business, anything with regard to edibles. At the same time, we have also had several meetings with them, educate them on the need to cover by using the nets. So as you can see for yourself, the nets are all over. Then we've also numbered them.
Railway Minister Joe Garte has ordered squatters and other trespassers on railway land to voluntarily vacate such property or be forced out. He warns those who defy the order will be prosecuted as part of measures to restore sanity. Mr. Garte wants metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies in whose jurisdiction rail lines run to take steps to secure such land. Finance ministers are being called to actively prioritize sustainable funding for tobacco control initiatives. Global economic cost of smoking amounts to nearly $2 trillion or 2% of the world's GDP in 2016. Ghana, for instance, is challenged with little or no funds from government for tobacco control programs.
We have passed the tobacco control law, and that is in a good step, which some countries are still fighting to pass now. We have our legislative instrument in 2016, which will give power to the law. It's passed. That is good. We have worked also on the illicit trade protocol, and we are in the process of ratifying it, and that is a good position. However, the challenge we have is the funds to come to be able to move to all the necessary places. That is the challenge we have. But for funds, we need as much funds as we need. In a year, for us to be able to work effectively, we need about $100,000 to be able to work effectively in a year for tobacco control. Because tobacco control, it is not for only particular group of people, it's for everybody.
You're welcome back, and those were the back issues, major headlines across the week, and it was brought to you by my colleague Mona Lisa. Now, on reporters' angle this week, imagine teaching your kids to work with a machine that is not visible to them. So you will probably start by saying, so when you see the machine, it will be square and will have strings. And when you see one, press this knob to start, but they are not really seeing what equipment that is. That was the dilemma that 34-year-old ICT teacher Ura Kojo Akutu of the Betanase MAGHS in the Jurassic Dumasi municipality found himself in. He had to teach information communication technology to children, some of whom have never seen a computer. What he did next got a response from computer software giant Microsoft and a donation of computers from NIIT. Ura drew the components of the computer plus how a Microsoft Word software looks like on a PC screen on a blackboard and used that to teach the children. He impacted knowledge that way to his students for 6 good years. Now he has found computers for the school. My colleague Ohimin Tewia covered that beat for us, and he joins us on the line. Ohimin, certainly this is ingenuity that has proven very useful in getting computers for the school. How is the school authorities, the students, and the community reacting to this development?
Indeed, they are very, very elated to see for the very first time computers, and not just computers, but these are brand new desktop computers, and also ICT textbooks, which the only textbook they have in the school is only to the teacher, so for them, it has come at the right time, and their joy was seen, especially when the bosses been broken, the messages of those bosses were being.
Ohime, can you reposition yourself? We seem to be losing you.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yes, their joy was registered when the virginity of the bosses containing the computers were being broken, and they responded with thunderous applause, both the teachers and the students of the Betanase MAGHS in Session Dumasi.
Well, I love that phrase you used. The virginity of the computer boxes were being broken. So what are they telling you going forward? You saw some of the students holding the mouse and computers. Perhaps they felt it was going to bite.
The teachers, the students were happy to see that now they will not be in ICT in the imaginary way. Initially, when I asked him whether he had seen a computer before, he told me that the very first time he saw a computer was on a refuse dump. And he come back. When I asked him to describe what computer, he told me the computer looks like a television set, and then the mouse looks like a stone. So imagine somebody learning ICT this hard way. Now there's opportunity for him to feel what the computer is, put all his hands on the computer, the mouse, the monitors, and then everything, every part of the computer, he will have it in front.
Well, certainly, yeah. Certainly, it was a very delightful moment there. Apologies for having those challenges with the line, but many thanks to you, Ohiminteria. You have been very instrumental in following up this issue. I hope they enjoy their new set of computers. Now we'll be going to our main story for this evening. Now, is a worry to all of us. The Environmental Protection Agency is warning the people of Takwa that their sources of water could be contaminated by toxic substances from illegal mining in the area. Now, it follows the discovery of cyanide in illegal mining sites in the area. Now, Senior Programs Officer for the EPA, Moses Musa Pebu, warns harmful chemicals could find their way into surface and even underground water. Listen.
They told us definitely, and we are having a documentation that they said they pay only 5,000 Ghana cedi to the Forestry Commission. Just imagine, 72 kilometers square of land. You just pay 5,000. So if that is the normal case, then I Kofi Amponsa can pay 10,000 and was given the whole area.
So what are you saying as a farmer?
We are saying that we are appealing to the Honorable His Excellency, the President. First and foremost, since the injunctions are on the land, we should discuss with the Attorney General, that is the Chief Justice, to see that the case at the High Court should be speedily hearing so that judgment will be made. And also, the forest.
We do apologize for the wrong sound there, but let's go to the line and speak with the man himself, Senior Programs Officer for the Environmental Protection Agency, Moses Musa Pebu. Many thanks for joining us, but let's find out. Tell us about your findings. Is it a widespread, contamination we are talking about?
Well, Mr. Donkor, thank you very much. In fact, like I was saying the other places, it's an operational area. And the main issue is that the chemical they are using is illegal. You see. So, for the contamination, the tailings that and the way it is being managed is not the way to go with respect to that particular chemical. So our findings, initially they denied that they were not using cyanide, but our laboratory findings and preliminary findings indicated otherwise.
So tell us, how widespread are we looking at? Has it spread to any water source so far?
No, not you. No. It's within the operational. They dug some ponds which they lined or they concreted. So we're still within those areas, and we are trying to clean up carry the material to the engineered landfills, engineered waste, engineered site facility for it for us to manage it. But there are about 5 sites anyway, and it's quite the operations are quite big. The leaching, one plot, one area had even an area of about 20 ponds, which is about 3 by 3 meters. 20 of them one side.
So let me ask this. So we are having the various ponds, the wells they have dug. The water in them is contaminated with cyanide, which is very poisonous indeed. So if children were to swim, children in the area were to swim in these ponds, so what will happen?
Well, they are not actually the way the ponds are dug. You can't really swim inside. But it's a war room. Anybody can just walk in without knowing what is the now that they are out of the place. But even today when we went, they came back to try to attempt to do something there again. It's a bit worrying, and normally, so what can we do? We are just for now trying to gather the stakeholders to help us clean up the place. That is what for now. That is what we can do. We've cordoned off the place, and the military, they go once in a while, they go back to check.
Now, Mr. Pebu, what does this say about water sources in other areas that you and your team have not checked yet. So in Ashanti region, we have lots of illegal mining sites, various ponds. What does this say about these ponds?
You see, our worry is that this is a unique, with the use of the cyanide with small scale. You know, the technology is different from the other ones that they use the mercury. You know, they have mercury and cyanide now. Cyanide is coming on board, which we are fighting because cyanide kills instantly. So with the mercury, well, it's also poisonous, but then it is a bit mild. It slowly builds up anyway. But the cyanide is instant. And when you are killing, the person goes off instant within 5 seconds when you ingest it, or when you ingest it beyond the permissible level, you can die in seconds.
So it's possible that we might have other areas in Ghana where some of these waters have been polluted with dangerous substances.
Yes, it's widespreading. For the past, we have been battling this issue for the past 6-7 years. We are trying not to allow them to infiltrate, but since they are gaining the grounds, and that is possible. I'm surprised community members should be able to rise against some of this operation without even bringing in police. But it seems communities are quiet. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akpebu, for your time, and we will be finding out more as time goes on. Well, you heard Mr. Musa Akpebu. He's the Environmental Protection Agency Senior Programs Officer, and you heard that story. They're quite disturbing news. So it's possible that in Ashanti region, in some parts of Ghana where illegal mining is going on, where pits have been dug, it's possible that these waters have been polluted with poisonous substances. Now, let me take you, if you do not know, cyanide is used in removing gold from its ore, but it is highly poisonous. Exposure to its contamination can cause deaths. If you survive cyanide poisoning, there may be long-term neurological problems. And we are asking, what does this mean to mining areas of Ashanti and across Ghana? Now, still on mining, the revelation we just talked about came to light when the Operation Vanguard Task Force stormed the area and discovered the poisonous cyanide in large quantities used by the miners for their illegal operations. Now, the Anti-Galamsey Task Force, Operation Vanguard, has also arrested 7 Chinese and 20 Ghanaian illegal miners in Bofodu and Bremine in the central region. And it comes as the team extends its operation to the central region. But in the course of this week, the royal family and landowners of Wasa Jabo in the western region were in Kumasi to hold a press conference. It was all about what they called a company that is operating in the Upper West Forest Reserve. We are joined online by Squadron Leader Omane Ejay, who speaks for Operation Vanguard. We'll try to find out how the operations have gone so far. Good evening and welcome to Newslink. Now, can you tell us how have your operations gone so far with Operation Vanguard?
Please come again.
Well, I'm trying to find out. Sum it up for me. How's the operation going so far?
Well, the operation is going well. We have been going to most of the illegal mining sites, and we have been having success. So I believe it's been very good.
This is disturbing news to find that many of the illegal miners are using poisonous substances, for example, cyanide, for example. And we spoke with the EPA guy. He tells us that even when you have retrieved them, they try to come back to work with them. What does this tell you?
Yes, the cyanide that we found in Aboso, the mining site, it has been a revelation, and we have asked the EPA to do thorough investigation so that we can find out whether some other illegal miners are using cyanide. We are going to go all out to crack down on those using, especially the illegal miners using the cyanide, because the cyanide is a poisonous substance which, when it gets into
water bodies is going to cause a lot of distraction to people and villages.
Right. Now, just before we go, I'm trying to find out from you, in the Upper Wasa Forest Reserve, we have an information, some company is mining in there. Do you have any information to that effect?
For now, I don't have any information. I was just called by somebody to give me the information. So we will be following up on that information. And then we will crack down on anybody who wants to cause destruction to the environment.
Many thanks for your time this evening, and that's Squadron Leader Omane Eje, who speaks for the Operation Vanguard. And that brings to the end another edition of Love Newslink. It comes to you every Saturday evening, and from the team here at Love FM, Kwesi Debra, Mona Lisa, Said Ali Yakubu, who heads the team, and the entire technical team led by Espo. My name is ERASTUS ASARE DONKOR, and I say thank you very much for listening.
Catch all the English Premier League action